Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Upgraded Than Yesterday. Today we are going to learn about how to debug, diagnose and fix a deadlock in Java with a real life example. Before watching this video, please watch the video where I have explained about the deadlock with examples. The link of that video is given in the I button as well as in the description of this video. What is deadlock in Java multithreading? A deadlock in Java multithreading is a situation where two or more threads are waiting for a resource that is acquired by some other thread. In simple words, suppose there are two threads, thread A and thread B. Suppose thread A is waiting for a resource that is held by thread B and the thread B is waiting for a resource that is held by thread A. Then thread A and thread B is in deadlock. Let's understand the steps to be followed to debug, diagnose and fix a deadlock. Initial step will be, first need to get the confirmation from the application log whether the application is hanging or not responding, or the thread is stuck or not progressing. If the application is showing these symptoms, then the application is on deadlock. If it is confirmed that the application is on deadlock, then follow these steps. Step 1. Get the thread dump. Step 2. If thread dump is ready, then analyze it and find the cycle. Step 3. If the thread cycle is found, then find the name of the Java file and trace back the source code that is causing the deadlock. Step 4. Once the source code which is causing the deadlock is traced, then apply the fix. All of these steps we are going to discuss with an example, so please be with me. Let's write a small Java program to get the deadlock. Here a class deadlock example is having two static variables, log1 and log2. Inside the main method, the two threads T1 and T2 are defined. The thread T1 first acquire the log1 and then sleep for 100 milliseconds. Once the thread T1 wakes up, it goes to acquire the log2. Similarly, the thread 2 first acquire the log2 and then sleeps for 100 milliseconds and then try to acquire the log1 when the sleep is over. Now let's understand the program how it is going into deadlock. Both the threads T1 and T2 started execution at the same time. Suppose T1 got the log1 first, acquired it and went on sleep for 100 milliseconds. By that time, T2 got the log2, acquired it and went on sleep for 100 milliseconds. Now when the sleep is over, T1 goes to acquire log2, but since it is already held by T1, so it will go to the waiting state. Similarly, T2 wakes up, goes to acquire the log1, but since it is already held by T1, so T2 will go to the waiting state. This way, both the threads will be waiting for the log for forever. Let's run this program in IDE to see if it is really going into deadlock. Let's revisit the steps. The initial step is to find the symptom of the deadlock in the application log. Look at the code. Here I have added a few print statements to know the execution status. Let's run this program. Look at the application log. Since both the threads are waiting for the resource and hence the program is not getting completed, so it is indicating that the program is on deadlock. Since deadlock symptom is confirmed, so we can jump into debugging. Let's start with the step 1. That is capture the thread dump. There are multiple ways to collect thread dump. For example, using commands. To use commands, first get the Java process ID using the command jps. There are three commands available to get thread dump. First command is jstack. This is most commonly used command and was introduced in Java 5. Syntax is jstack Java process ID then output file name. Let me execute jstack command and get the thread dump. First need to go to terminal and get the process ID using command jps. So for the file deadlock example, the process ID is 77245. Now let's execute jstack command. Jstack and process ID is 77245. Then redirect the output to a file. Suppose I am giving the name my thread dump using jstack.txt. Look at this file. This file is created. Second command is jcmd. Since jstack command can only be used to get the thread dump, so jcmd command was introduced with Java 7 release. This jcmd command is all-in-one command, and so it has replaced many other tools. The syntax is jcmd process id thread.print, then redirect to the output file. Let me execute the command and get the thread dump. So process id we already know, so let me execute jcmd, then process id is 77245, then thread dot print, then redirect to my thread dump using jcmd.txt and enter. Look at this file, it is generated. The third command is kill -3 command. If the application becomes unresponsive and the jstack or jcmd commands are not working, then use this command. This will print complete thread dump in application log. The syntax is kill -3 then Java process id. Let me execute this command and get the thread dump printed in the application log. So process id we already know, and this is the application log. So let me run the command kill -3, then process id is 77245 and enter. Look at this, the complete thread dump is printed in application log. There are various tools available like Visual VM, JConsole, etc. Those also can be used to get the thread dump. In local, if you are using IntelliJ, then you can get the thread dump by clicking on the camera icon. It will print the thread dump. Since I am using IntelliJ, so let me show you the camera icon. This icon, look at the cursor, and if you click on it, it will give you the thread dump, and you can see these are the thread dump logs. We have got the thread dump. Now there are two steps we need to follow. First is analyze and second is find the cycle. Let's discuss the analyze step. If we open the dump file, there will be a block with a header found one Java level deadlock. Also it will print the hash code of the object and name of the class. Once the analysis is done, we need to find the cycle. In the dump file, there will be a block where it will explain which thread is holding which log and waiting for which log. Look at the highlighted hash codes, where thread 0 is holding a log ending with FB68 and waiting for the log ending with FB78. Similarly, the thread 1 is holding a log ending with FB78 and waiting for the log ending with FB68. Hence both thread 0 and thread 1 is in cycle, where each thread is waiting for a log to be released by other. Till now we have analyzed and identified the cycle. Now we need to identify the source code where the deadlock is happening. Look at the log where we have identified the cycle. There it has clearly mentioned the name of the Java file with the line number. The line number 21 and 39 of the Java file is causing the deadlock. Look at the code. The line number 21 and the line number 39 both are nested synchronized blocks and waiting for the log that is yet to be released. Now let's understand how to fix a deadlock. Let's try to fix the example that we are discussing in this video. First fix. The simplest fix will be fixing the order of the lock. Both the threads should acquire the locks in the same order. As a fix, I have created a Java file, deadlock fix using lockorder.java. Here I have put the locks in the same order for both the threads. Let me run this program and look at the output. The process got finished and there is no deadlock. Second fix. Instead of using synchronized block, we can use reentrant lock, which provides more powerful concurrency handling methods like try lock, lock, unlock, etc. As a fix, I have created a Java file, deadlock fix using reentrant lock.java. Here I have tried to keep the same nested structure but use try lock to acquire the lock and see the output. Let me run this file. See the output. There is no deadlock now. Third fix. Not very relevant to this example, but we can use thread safe collections like concurrent hash map to avoid nested locking. These Java classes I have pushed to my GitHub repository. Please find the link in the description. That's all for this video. I hope you liked this video and were able to learn something new. Until the next video, take care, bye bye, and thank you for staying with me.